Are you serious? Are you serious? What? Yes. Here's the situation that's developing, folks. Unbelievable. But this is, of course, Hurricane Julia. Now, Hurricane Julia came ashore and hit about right in there and really caused some havoc in Georgia and South Carolina and a little bit of North Carolina. And then it ventured back out into the ocean. Now, normally what happens is when that takes place, these hurricanes usually drift away like this. Or they might ride along the East Coast as we saw Hermine do before drifting away. But that's not what's taking place. If you'll check over at BP Earthwatch's website, you can go to his website at bpearthwatch.com. He's got a great graph and great information. His YouTube channel, he does a great job explaining it for you. This Julia is swinging back. Julia's swinging back, and some of the models are saying that Julia is going to literally swing back in and hit northern Florida. Are you serious? Are you serious? But wait, there's more. Take a look at Ian. He's never gone away. Ian is still around. We can't get rid of him. He's still out here. He's not coming back to the United States. He's not going to threaten Canada, but he's still drifting. He's still strong. And Ireland, you may be where he winds up as an ugly, ugly storm and a hurricane. And then there's Carl. Now, there's storms that are just forming off the coast of Africa. Carl is going to become a major hurricane, in my opinion, and you can check with the National Weather Service. Carl is headed directly west and is going to wind up about right in there. He may wind up about right in there, but he's coming toward Florida. Of course, the models can change. He could get out here somewhere and swing up, okay? BP Earthwatch has a great, he could get down in here and mess around in here and then wind up in the Gulf, which that would be not good either. But right now, what I'm telling you, 1, 2, 3, there is, for the United States, Julia is coming back. And you know what's really weird about this storm? I'm going to be really honest with you. This storm right here, it already landed, like I said, here in Georgia and South Carolina and messed up a little bit of North Carolina. Swinging back out in here. If it comes back around and lands about in the same spot and just cycles, I mean, are you serious? Are we going to continue to see this little cycle where the storm is trapped because of the ocean currents? And then here comes Carl. Now, Carl, I mean, Julia keeps hanging around and going back into Florida and swinging around. Here's what I'm concerned about. I don't know why, because I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not a cardiologist. I'm not an ophthalmologist. You know, I'm not even a theologist. I mean, basically, what I'm concerned about is this Carl keeps drifting west while Julia's spinning around in here, and they both wind up landing in Florida for the perfect storm. Now, we're going to have to check with the National Weather Service. We're going to have to check with BP Earthwatch and maybe even over there at Dutch Sense and some of these others that also keep a close eye on these things, Suspicious Observer or some others. But in reality here, we have a weird situation where hurricane, or I should call tropical storm Julia, may come back and hit Florida and Georgia for a second round while waiting on Carl. So we'll keep a close eye on what's going on here. This is not good, and this is concerning, and this will take place sometime, somewhere mid next week. We may be seeing the potential for the formation of the perfect storm. I think it's important that we let the northern Florida, southern Georgia, all of Florida right now, because we don't know what Carl's going to do, but Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, really stay awake, guys, because Carl is coming. And there's always the possibility that Carl may just miss Florida, go south of Florida, and wind up in the Gulf of Mexico, and then all bets are off then. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, everybody then is potentially susceptible to this thing. All right, I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to Bible prophecy. You might say, well, how do they relate? Well, Jesus said that there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things that are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, he said, look up, lift up your heads, for your redemption, your salvation, your redemption draweth nigh, Jesus Christ. Don't be left behind.